This is getting really toasty. Okay.
Hello?
Sure. All right, that should be fine. That should be fine. Should be. No one's gonna care about the box in the corner on this camera. That's some shit. That's fine. What's up?
So otherwise, so the only way that we can hear Joe is if I turn on this desktop audio thing, 'cause it's coming through here.
Are you
We're also coming
serious?
through that one too. So let me just find a way to mute. I don't know how to mute myself.
Oh, geez. That's a problem.
Oh, for you guys to hear me online?
Yeah. Can you can't mute it because you're the host. Oh, that's
Well, no,
okay.
and I could.
What do we do then? All right, hold up.
No problem. I could hear you, yes. You hear yourself as an echo, you mean? I see that I'm like delayed a little bit on Twitch, which is obviously normal, but it says you're not audible in the stream currently. That's what someone on Twitch is saying. Oh, okay.
Hello, hello. Test, test. I think we should be live now with the audio. So.
We're live with audio?
Yep.
Sweet. Alrighty. Shall we start this up?
Yep.
Sure.
Cool. Alrighty, we good to go? Are we rolling? Great. All right, hello everybody. Welcome Pokemon trainers, professors, and champions to another exciting episode of PokePacks. I'm Royce, the Pastimes PokeMom, and we have a special guest with us today. We are talking with Joe Cross, the Pastimes Pokemon professor. Thank you, Joe, so much for being here. We're really excited to hang out with you today. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
How's it going, guys?
Going good.
Doing all right. We're also going to be opening more Rebel Clash. As we do so, we will be handing out code cards, and at the very end of the episode, I will be doing 3 or 4 trivia questions. If you post the answers correctly in the chat, we will contact you, direct message you, and give you a code card. That'll be super awesome. Also, if you are looking to purchase singles, packs, or any other awesome products, give us a call at 872-B-MAGIC. Which is 872-236-2443. We have curbside pickup available 2 to 6 p.m. Monday to Saturday. Please call ahead. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and to follow Pastimes on Twitch and Discord and Facebook. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are really excited. Oh, the last thing is don't forget to use code PokeMom10 to get 10% off your order. All right, let's get right into it.
Also, hey there, Raidami. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Raidami.
Last few episodes, so good to see you again.
Indeed. All right, once I get the singles up online, I'm going to do that after the stream here. I'm going to start opening packs. Right now, I've got a booster box. I might be opening the pre-release kits. I don't know yet. We do have code cards for those. Leftovers from other streams. But I'm going to be talking to Joe as we do this. So, all right, Joe, hope you're having a lot of fun, with us at home in your bat cave.
Yes.
I love it. That's great. All right, so, Joe, you're our professor. How long have you been doing Pokemon?
So, been playing Pokemon probably for a little over 5 years now. Started out when my oldest son, Clark, was in kindergarten, just learning how to read, learning his math, and he got some Pokemon packs from his grandparents for Christmas. And being a former, trading card game player, board game player, basically said, well, if you want to collect some packs, let's learn how to play the right way. And so we kind of got into it. We started attending a league at Pastimes, and eventually the previous league leader was changing jobs, and Pastimes reached out and asked if I'd help take it over, and been doing it every Mondays for the last 5 years. So it's been a great ride. We've had lots of fun, and it's taken me and my family all over the country, and what would have been the world this summer. Unfortunately, London got canceled, but it's it is what it is, and next year we'll be back and better than ever, hopefully.
That would be awesome. Just let everybody know I got a white card here, just FYI. Again, that doesn't mean I got anything good. But just, again, I will post everything online once the stream is over. Now, Joe, you've been playing, you said, for 5 years, and all of your kids are now playing Pokemon, right?
Correct. Yeah. So my oldest is now 11.
Goodness. I remember
just finishing up 5th grade. Yeah, exactly. He was a tiny kid when he first started, and about a year ago, this past about a year ago, I guess, when my twins were kindergartners, is when they started playing, and they play both the video game and the card game. Obviously, at Pastimes, they play a lot of the card game. With the release of Sword and Shield, they've been playing more video game, and we've had a few regulars play video game at Pastimes as well. But they do mainly competitive Pokemon on the video game right now. It's just a little bit of different pace. Like my oldest played competitively with the card game for a while, and he honestly got a little bit burnt out on it, and switched over to the video game, and he's done really, really well and loves that. So he's been focused on that. But they both play, or all 3 of them actually play cards, video, whatever. It's just all Pokemon all the time, pretty much.
Awesome.
That's super cool.
Yeah. And speaking of the video game, right now we're showing some of the code cards for the packs.
The code cards for the TCG, everybody. Just let you know.
Correct.
Not
Yeah.
for Sword and Shield.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Right.
But yeah, if you go to Pokemon.com/TCGO, you pop these guys in there, and it gives you a random Rebel Clash pack.
Yep.
So it's not the contents of whatever you open,
Yep.
but you get a random one for that. And we'll be showing those after every pack.
Yep.
Also, write down, we hope you feel better.
Indeed, that's awful. Joe, how competitive can the games get? Because I know that there's 3 different age groups. It's juniors, masters, juniors, seniors, and masters, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah. So essentially, what it breaks down, it's actually by year, birth year. So more, it's kind of about 10 and younger is the juniors, and 10 to 15 is the seniors, and 15 and up is the masters. I can get the actual birth dates if anybody's interested in it, but that rotates every year, and it's by birth year though. So if you're born in like December, you might be one of the younger players in the age group, even though a lot of people are a year older or something like that. But it's broken up into different age groups, I think, mainly just because of skill level and just how people maturity and knowledge and things like that, and schooling. So they feel that it's nice to have these different age groups to give the younger players a chance to succeed, and it seems to be pretty good. There isn't too much of a gap between the oldest juniors and the youngest seniors. Tend to be about the same level of play, and same can be said about the the oldest seniors as they move into masters. But you'd think that it'd be a big jump, but in the recent years we've actually had quite a few first year seniors do very, very well in the master circuit, even though you're talking about going from tournaments that may be a few hundred to 1,000 players. So it seems like it's set up pretty good as far as maturity level and skill level.
Well, that's a good thing, the fact that that they've been doing that. Do you think they're ever going to add a 4th one, depending on how long the
I don't know.
the
I mean,
game's been going?
I think the three divisions are pretty set. I know, if anything, they may try to reduce some of those, I would imagine.
That's fair. Just let everybody
Just
know.
because whenever they run a tournament, Pokemon, like if you're running a Magic tournament or like a large regional or PTQ or something like that, or Grand Prix, you only have to run one tournament, right?
Right.
Because
Right.
it's just one age group. Well, Pokemon, they already have, especially at Worlds or Nationals, they're running 4 games now. They have
Right.
Pokken, they have Pokemon Go, the VGC and the TCG, and there's 3 age divisions for each one of those. So it's almost like running 12 different tournaments all at the same time.
Right.
And now Pokken is actually a little bit less, so it's maybe it's only like 10, because I think Pokemon Go and Pokken only have like a masters and a seniors. They don't have juniors yet, but it just puts a lot of stress on the additional staff they need and things like that. So there has been some talk about maybe trying to reduce the number of divisions, but you can't. It's really tough to have like a 7-year-old sit down and play against like a 14-year-old. That age
Right.
difference is just way too big. Well, whereas a 7 versus a 10, and maybe not so bad. So
Right. That's
I
fair.
saw that Dragapult. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the card cam in just a second. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep showing off this this code card. Awesome sauce. All right, that's gonna go away. All right, and speaking of Dragapult, actually, I wanted to know. Let me just get this guy up here.
1 second.
Check that out. Check that out. I dislike Dragapult. I think he's terrifying. Like, look at those eyes. That's really scary. So actually, I wanted to ask about the meta itself. What do you think is going to do really well in standard and expanded? And if you could explain what the difference is between standard and expanded.
Yeah, sure. So first, the difference expanded is anything from black and white and on. Now, both expanded and standard each have a separate ban list. So there's certain cards that are, banned and expanded, may not be banned in standard. Most of them are banned in both, though, the ones that are.
Okay.
But expanded is black and white on all the sets from that era all the way through. XY and Sun and Moon, and now Sword and Shield. So everything kind of similar to Magic's Modern, you could say.
Right.
And Standard is the last couple years of sets. So currently it is hold on, I always get this one confused.
It's all good. Take your time. We're showing off. Thank you guys for joining us. We are opening some Pokemon packs with our Pokemon professor, Joe Cross. He is awesome. He's been running the Pokemon events at Pastimes for the past 5 years. Excuse me, 5 years. And his kids are into it. He's into it. It's a lot of fun. We wish you guys could, hang out with us on Mondays. Yeah, and we're looking to get more people into this. So go on, Joe. I'm just gonna keep opening the packs here.
Yeah. So Standard currently is Ultra Prismon. So Sun and Moon Ultra Prism set in forward. And it's actually going to be rotating. Rotation happens every September/August. And it's going to be rotating to Team Up and on. So usually Pokemon likes to rotate. They rotate once a year. It's always in the summer. And the last few years they've done their rotation to align with Worlds. So that Worlds is like a brand new, fresh format. So it's the first tournament with like a new format essentially.
And they banned a card for Worlds in 2019, did they not? They banned. I don't
they
remember the
did.
Card.
It was one that they weren't sure would be used very much. I can't remember specifically which one that one was either, but
it was the one where they had to translate all the moves. Where you put the Pokemon face down and you said a move.
Oh,
that
right.
The Pokemon did.
It was like something Bills something, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought that was a very interesting. Just hey.
I think it was a translation issue, I think.
Yeah.
Just mainly because of the different languages that are involved in Worlds that they had to, ban that card. But like I said, it was probably not going to see much play. But they went through and banned it anyways.
I mean, it would have been confusing to have to translate all that.
Right. Sorry, real quick, Raidami, any luck getting codes? I know you always have a problem with somebody out typing you on these.
Oh dear. Now, Joe, what are some of the decks that you think will do well in the good metas?
Yeah, so popular right now, and like I said, so I'm not as up on my TCG as I should be, mainly because my boys have been doing a lot of video game lately. But I think Pokemon's coming back, or PikaRom is coming back. So PikaRom has been seeing a little boost. So that's the Pikachu and Zekrom GX.
That's electric type, right?
That is electric type, and I think they also use like the Boltund V card. So they add that kind of in there. So they, electric decks did get a little bit of a boost lately with some of the newer V cards. Jirachi's still popular. Using Jirachi. Some of the other new, yes, Dedenne. What's some of the other one? I guess like Sandaconda V and Colossal. I think there, some people are playing that. Flapple.
Really.
And Sableye V. And then of course ADP and Zacian. Zacian has been pretty much one of probably the most popular card from the Sword and Shield sets that has come out so far, and they used that with the Arceus Dialga Palkia tag team GX.
Okay.
So that's probably the biggest deck that they have going on right now.
That's cool. I didn't even know that. That's a really cool. It's a really cool thing. There's Applin. Speaking of the Apple one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the info. That's going to be an interesting thing coming up soon. So speaking of Pokemon, the Pokemon Company, what is it that they're doing to get more players engaged? Are they doing stuff online? They doing stuff?
They are, yeah. So if you haven't heard, and obviously Pokemon's canceled everything throughout the summer. They canceled, right now, this weekend we would have had Fort Wayne regionals this weekend, and then next weekend we would have had Madison regionals. So Chicagoland area, we were, this time, the end of the May, beginning of June, is usually a very popular time for, you know, the Midwest in terms of Pokemon, just because we have a lot of regionals. And then also, you know, North American International Championships in Columbus was later in June. So, you know, for the Midwest players, you know, this is a good time for you to be able to go around and get a lot of points, or get those last few points that you need to qualify for Worlds, things like that. Well, unfortunately this year, you know, everything through Worlds has already been canceled. So,
Right.
so that
Right.
means, you know, there's no tournaments in stores. There's no tournaments. Well, there's no tournaments that provide championship points. And I think there are some stores that may be trying to run some things online, and have had varying degrees of success with that. Um, but yeah, so essentially they've canceled all their competitive play for the year. They plan on allowing anybody that's qualified for Worlds will automatically be qualified for next year's Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
They still haven't really specified, you know, what the point structure is going to be needed for Worlds next year for those that have not qualified.
Mm-hmm.
But something that they just announced recently, that they're doing for Pokemon Sword and Shield um, video game, the TCG and Pokken, is that they're doing the Pokemon Players Cup. So throughout the summer, they're going to slowly create a essentially like a tournament for players to play in. So for the TCG, you can play on Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. You can play in tournaments throughout June, and eventually they're going to take, I guess, how well you do in online tournaments on PTCGO will increase your tournament rep. And I guess there's a new leaderboard for the tournament rep for you to see where you place. And with that, they're going to take the top 256 players and play a double elimination bracket over 3 weekends in July, until they get to 64 in each region. And then from there, they're going to play in a different bracket until they come down to this Pokemon Players Cup finals, which is going to be like 4 players from essentially each region, North America, Europe, Latin America, Oceania. And those players will play to, I think they'll end up earning like stipends to go to Worlds next year.
Okay.
So it's kind of they're trying to do this online. There's going to be lots of streaming, and they're going to do the same thing with the video game. So actually, to qualify for the video game Player Cup, you need to play in this weekend's international championship on the Switch.
There is
So
still time to sign up for that, guys.
there's still
There is
time to sign up.
for
Yeah,
that.
so
You
that
can sign
you
up till 7 o'clock tonight, Central Time.
right. So the tournament starts tonight at 7 o'clock Central, 5 p.m. Pacific, and essentially it's going to be very similar. So how well you compete in the International Challenge Online this weekend will determine if you make the double elimination bracket, and it'll go from there. You know, until they come down to the top 16 essentially in each region, or or each, yeah. So 4 from North America, Europe, Latin America, and Oceania. So it's something that they're going to give a try. It almost has almost like an esports feel to it. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, like they're going to try to stream as much as they can. They're going to start utilizing PTCGO a little bit more than they have in the past. As before, it's always just been a like a tool to test or play online. Well, now is the first time when they're actually going to use it for competitive purposes. So it should be interesting to see how it goes. So yeah, if from now, I believe now until let me see if I can find a specific date.
While Joe looks for that, thank you guys so much for joining us. We are opening Pokemon Sword and Shield Rebel Clash packs and hanging out with our Pokemon Professor Joe Cross. He's been doing Pokemon with us for 5 years now. I'm opening a bunch of packs. So far, I've got a Dragapult VMAX, a Phalanx V, and an Inteleon VMAX, which looks super cool. And if you are just joining us, we are giving out code cards at the end of every pack. So if you don't get one, hang on. People, please be nice. Please let everybody else get a pack.
Exactly. Right now he says no luck yet, but don't forget, I do have a big stack of codes, so I'll give some out to people who say hi in the chat, whether you're joining us on Facebook or on Twitch.
We will also be doing trivia questions at the end of the chat. Anyone who gets the correct answer, we will direct message, and you will get a code card.
Yeah, we should be using, I think, we've got a couple of the, what is they called? The pre-release kits?
The pre-release kits. We have a couple of code cards for those.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know are those supposed to give you better?
I think you get like a different set of pack, like you get your own in-game pre-release kits, if I'm not mistaken, or something that differentiates it from the actual pack cards.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually put in a code for one of those, but from what I remember though, I think you get I don't know if you might get one of each of the promos, like the different art promos, and
cool.
then you get like the 4-packs. And then I don't know, like in the past they would give you, it may just be the elite trainer boxes, but in the past you would get like sleeves or some sort of deck box or something like that.
It tells us you get a sleeve in a box.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So there you go.
That's
awesome,
super
Ninja.
Cool.
Thanks for joining us in the chat. Like I said,
chat.
people who are chatting with us on Twitch or Facebook, I'll be PMing you after the stream, which should be ending in about like an hour and a half. We'll see how long it goes. But I'll message you at the end with a couple extra bonus code cards.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got Joe Cross here hanging out with us, having some fun. Now, I think this is that was pretty much most of my questions. I'm just gonna open another pack here. But in the video games, what games have you played? What video games have you played?
Oh, I mean,
to know.
So obviously I played Red and Blue back when I was, in junior high when it first came out. Yeah, everybody played that, Red and Blue. I've probably played every one of them, maybe not all of them like to completion or as in depth as I have for maybe the last, 5 years or so.
Okay.
But
for funsies mostly, not for
mostly for funsies. I remember playing them, and as a kid, I'd started out and get as far as I can, or you beat the Elite Four, and then you don't ever really notice that there's the whole competitive side,
right,
on top of the regular game.
Right.
There's so much information and so much in-depth strategy and breeding and training and all EVs and IVs and all kinds of strategy involved that if you're just playing the game for fun, you would probably never even notice it.
Right.
But yeah, so I would say since Aqua or Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, that's probably the first one that I kind of got in depth with. Same thing with XY, and then of course Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, and then now Sword and Shield. We've been playing it a ton. I know the boys ever since November. We've been playing it a ton. They competed in St. Louis Regional back in February, and they've taken kind of a little bit of a break just because they've already qualified for Worlds. So they'll play in the IC this weekend just for, I guess if like I said, you still have some time to sign up, but if you play in the International Championship, you get a cool t-shirt. I think it's like a Ultra Ball t-shirt or something like that.
That's cool.
So even if you're not playing to compete, you can get on there and play a couple games and get a cool Ultra Ball t-shirt for your character. But
also, sorry, real quick, thanks
no problem.
PokePlayer801 for following us on Twitch. Also, shout out to the Real Free Top. Like I said, people who are stopping by, even if you can't stick around the whole time, I'll go through and I'll message everybody in the chat with a couple extra bonus code cards. These ones are ones from other Rebel Clash packs that we opened, but we weren't giving those ones away, but we got a back stock here. So just as our way to say thank you, we've got some bonus online packs for you guys too. So.
And speaking of Ultra Balls, we have these cool Ultra Ball Pokemon tins that come with 3 packs and a coin. There are 3 random packs and a random coin. We've also got the regular Pokeballs. These are $12.99 each. They're super cool, guys. They're tin. You can't. Yeah, there you go. That's better.
Oh, I don't know. I have a actual Pokeball one here. Maybe you guys can see it.
They're huge, guys. Like, these are gigantic. Like, my hand is just barely.
I have it. I can open it up actually if people want to see.
Actually,
oh,
that'd be cool.
I got some cash in here, so.
Even better.
Yeah, you know.
These are all for sale,
hide some
guys.
things.
These are all absolutely for sale. I got another product that I'm going to take a look at. And actually, Joe, I'd like to talk to you about some of the products that we have.
Yeah, sure.
Shout out to it's Babby Yoda.
Yeah, Babby Yoda. Welcome back, dude. All right, we're going to keep going with the pack. This upside down.
But yeah, so like I said, the boys are kind of taking a little bit of a break. They'll play in the IC this weekend, but I'm not sure if, you know, I wouldn't think so, but I'm not sure if the whole, you know, COVID-19 situation is going to delay any of the DLC, but they're really excited for, you know, the DLC to be coming out for Sword and Shield. And I'm sure once that hits, you know, for download, they're going to be back and playing it up until they've, you know, they've gotten everything. Now, Pokemon for the game online, they've also been updating their den battles. So right now they have the Gigantamax EVs that you can catch. So, you know, there's still things that they're doing to keep people involved, and, you know, those things change all the time. I think last week or the week before was the Gigantamax Pikachus, and it's not that they are, you know, you can only catch them that week and then they're gone. It's just there's a higher likelihood of finding them, you know, this week. So if you haven't got your Gigantamax Eevee yet, you can find them on video game right now.
That's super cool. Now, Joe, I've got hello. I got Dragapult VMAX and the Dragapult V.
Nice.
I've been pulling a lot of Malamars. Dragapult's been a thing. I've pulled Phalanx a couple times. In fact, how do you think Phalanx V is gonna do in the meta? Just out of curiosity.
I'm not sure. It's fighting, right?
Yeah. No, Phalanx is fighting. Yes. Something Dragapult.
So I don't know if it's kind of like in a weird spot now.
Okay.
I haven't really heard too much about fighting, you know, becoming popular.
Right.
But you never know.
Right. You never know. That's kind of the whole point. Also,
yeah, it's kind of weird without having. Ooh, no, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say thanks for stopping by, right, Dami. If you hop back in, like I said, even if you can't stick around the whole time, we'll still be sending out code cards. And shout out to Javivi joining us on YouTube. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, YouTube, what's up? YouTube followers. So, what are other things that people can be doing at home? Like they can sign up online. I got an actual question. Is the DLC for Sword and Shield, does that have a different name, or is it just the DLC? What's it actually called?
It's called. Hold on, I forgot. Let me pull it
up. We've also got. It's interesting because now that we've got the Switch, you can download. Nintendo has moved all of their stuff onto the Switch, and now that we can have DLC. That's like the new hotness. Everybody wants that is the DLC and download.
Yeah, so one of them is going to be called the Isle of Armor, and then the last one's going to be called the Crown Thunder or Tundra. So, so Isle of Armor is the first one. It's supposed to be out, I believe, in June. Yes, it's scheduled for the release at the end of June. That one's going to add. Obviously new Pokemon, new areas, and apparently all these areas are all going to be similar to the wild area. I know that was one of the big comments that people were, you know, kind of concerns or gripes they had with Sword and Shield, is that they really liked the open area of the wild area and how you can turn around in the camera, and you know, but the rest of the game was kind of locked in that, you know, north facing mode or something like that. And, you know, you just kind of follow along. Well, apparently both of these new areas that are being released as DLC, they're going to be similar to the wild area where you can walk around and interact and things like that. So Isle of Armor comes out at end of June. Crown Tundra is supposed to come out in the fall. We're seeing, speaking of Phalanx and new fighting Pokemon,
the bears.
the two fighting bears, yes, come out with the Isle of Armor. So I could potentially see fighting becoming popular because they typically like to highlight their new and powerful Pokemon,
Yeah.
and with those guys being kind of kung fu masters, I could see fighting becoming more popular in the near future.
So, the two new DLCs, are they gonna have the same Pokemon, or are they just gonna have, is it gonna be, or not, I'm sorry, not the same Pokemon, but I assume they're gonna have, like, so Sword and Shield each had their own exclusive Pokemon. Will they have exclusive
I think
Pokemon?
that's correct. So
Okay.
there'll be new exclusive Pokemon as well. So,
Okay.
Sword and Shield, Sword will get certain Pokemon, Shield will get other certain Pokemon. Um, I know the two legendaries. I think one is for Sword and one is for Shield for the Isle of Armor.
Okay.
Um,
I was gonna ask about the weird, the deer thing with the giant bulbous head that I
yes,
forgot
I
the name
think
of.
that one's going to be the same for both.
Okay.
Mainly just because there's only one of them.
Right.
But the other two are the ones that Urshifu, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Um, there's going to be like a Gigantamax form, I think, that you can get in Sword, and a Gigantamax form that you can get in Shield. So it may be the same set Pokemon, but
Oh.
there's two different modes to it.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be an interesting thing.
Yeah, and then we'll also get the Gigantamax forms for all the starters. Those will be coming out soon too.
Oh,
Well,
that's
with
about
the
time.
so
That's the thing. We get the Gigantamax Centellion where he's on top of he's
right,
a
the
sniper,
sniper.
and
Yeah,
Rillaboom's gigantic, and then I
yeah.
don't remember what Cinderace looks like, but I just remember being very
He's
silly.
just on like a giant flaming soccer ball.
That's
So
right. That's right.
Sounds about right.
He's a soccer
yeah.
player. He's a football player.
So when everybody calls him Rillaboom, I back when they first showed the very first like video of Grookey, um, maybe a summer or two ago, and they kind of announced Sword and Shield. I said that they should call him Go Ringo and make him a drumming gorilla, because it's Europe, it's England,
Exactly.
Ringo Starr. So I
Well,
call him Go Ringo.
the
So
only problem with that is that Ringo is apple in Japanese. That would just be they'd have to put something in that, and they've already
yeah,
got an applin, so why would they? Anyway, just that's funny. I would love that personally. So
yeah,
thank you everybody for joining us. We were having a good time opening Sword and Shield Rebel Clash packs. We were hanging out with our Pokemon Professor Joe Cross. We're having a good time. We're showing off code cards every time I win a pack. We show off a code card, just about, and we have extra code cards to give out at the very end if you comment, if you like us and comment, and yeah, we're going to be doing a trivia contest at the end of this. If you post the correct answer within 30 seconds of my saying the question in the chat, you will receive a code card. We will PM you and get you a code card.
And as to PokePlayer's question in the chat, where is less delay, YouTube or Twitch? I think it kind of depends on your connection. I'm not sure which one will usually have the least delay for getting the code cards. We are also on Facebook. So facebook.com/pastimes, PASTIMES. That might also be an option for least delay to grab some of the code cards. But again, we will be giving out here. Let me pop it on the.
And guys,
card
please
cam.
be nice. Please be nice to each other. Please let other people get their code cards. Please be nice. Please don't just jack them. Please, let other people have a turn.
Let me show off here. I've got a whole bunch of code cards here, so don't worry if you don't happen to get any of the ones that we're streaming right now.
There you go.
We got a whole bunch of ones that we haven't shown on camera yet. So I'll be sending those out to people on Facebook, Twitch, wherever you're joining us.
No, you saw my face for a second. All right, we're good.
no, it's just Mike.
It's fine.
I bet you there's a delay between my video and the sound that's coming from me. So I'm noticing it, but
Okay. Shoot.
I wonder if maybe that's a delay that they're talking about as well.
I think it might be the fact that when you're trying to type in the code card
that too.
numbers and things, yeah, like you kind of want to be able to be the first one on top of that.
Please be nice, guys. Please play nice.
But again, like we said, we do have quite a bit of extras, so if you're not able to grab any of the live ones, I'll be sending out some personal ones at the end of everything. So
yeah, we got this.
Awesome.
And we'll be doing trivia questions. If you send it within 30 seconds of my asking the question, you will be able to get a code card.
Yeah, those will be for the pre-release kits, correct?
Yes, those are specifically for the pre-release kit.
We'll
code
be
cards.
opening those after we've got
I will
like
be
what,
I will be opening those once we finish this booster box. I'm almost done.
yeah, we've got like 8 left or so.
Right now I've only got 6 cards that are any good. I've got Dragapult V, Dragapult V Max, Phalanx V, Inteleon V Max, Double V, and Ice Q V. I've already pulled a couple of the same ones, but if we don't have them online, I will be posting these online once the stream's over. So we're gonna have a good time doing that. So now, Joe, I got a slightly personal question for you.
Okay.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
Okay.
Do you happen to have one?
Honestly, I think my favorite Pokemon is Gallade or Mega Gallade.
Okay.
I just think he's super cool. Just he's got the cape, he's got the blades. I don't know. I kind of like the look. If I had to go, old school, original, 151, I'd probably say Gengar or the ghastly Haunter Gengar line.
Oh, yeah.
I just always like those guys too.
They're great. They're great. I love that.
Yeah.
If I had to, I think I'd have to pick Gengar for my first 151.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Spooky Boys too. So I was always
Spooky
Haunter.
Boys. Yeah.
I was like
Spooky
Haunter
Boys. Yeah.
Gengar. I know Gengar's like kind of common fan
Yeah.
favorite, but yeah, Haunter.
I'm the same way. I think I like Haunter better too, but
little chubby round Gengar, but he's still cute.
Yeah.
I just want to squish Gengar. I think he's adorable.
Yeah.
Like, look at that.
I thought I had a Gengar around here somewhere.
Please
but
tell me you've got a Patchy.
The boys might have taken him up. Sorry.
Joe, in your bat cave there.
Your Umbreon too.
Oh yeah, Umbreon. All right, so Umbreon is my favorite. Umbreon.
I do have a mini Beware here. So.
Oh, hell yeah! Look at that guy.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
that is Beware. That's adorable.
Cute little Beware.
That's adorable.
He just sits on my desk looking at me.
Aw, that's precious.
So.
But yeah, Umbreon's my favorite. But if I owned an EV, it would it would probably turn into a Sylveon, not an Umbreon, because I would love it too much.
Yes.
I got something. Hey, speak of Cinderace.
There's your boy.
There's your boy Cinderace. I've got this guy up here.
Very good.
Yeah, this is what I've pulled from the booster box. Indeedee has 2 different forms, right? Between male and female. This is the female one. Speaking of, I was just looking up gendered Pokemon and stuff earlier.
Indeedee, you mean?
Indeedee has a different.
Yeah, the male Indeedee has his horns kind of pointed up, and then the female Indeedee is kind of more rounder and has her almost like hair. Her horns kind of like hair.
The apron looks different too, right?
Right.
That's just an interesting thing. Do they look different in Sword and Shield? In the video
yes, yeah, the same. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like Nidoran where they have like the male and female symbol.
Right.
But there is a definitely distinct different versions, and in Sword and Shield, the female, I believe the female is a little bit better at the special attacks.
Yeah,
special attacks, and the male Indeedee is better at physical attacks.
Okay. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's actually the first shiny Pokemon one of my sons ever got just by themselves. So they were breeding Indeedees for their team, and they got a shiny perfect Indeedee. So
that's awesome. Good for them. Which son was that?
I think it was Eli.
Shout out to Eli.
Yeah.
That's super cool. That's awesome.
But yeah, honestly, so Gallade is, like I said, is one of my favorite. It actually happened to be my oldest son's, Clark's. That's the first deck he ever built too. He built a Gallade Bats deck back around the time of like Roaring Skies, Primal Clash, and 5 years ago, like 2015, and that was his first deck that he ever built. So that's another reason why I kind of like Gallade, because it has a special place in our family.
Oh, that's so cool. That is super
and that
special.
It was pretty cool because it's very the bats mechanic, which is similar to who are the guys that have it right now? Shoot, I'm drawing a blank. But essentially, whenever you evolve, you place damage counters. So
cool.
you take you'd evolve from Zubat into Golbat, you place some damage counters. You'd evolve from Golbat to Crobat, place even more damage counters, and then Gallade would do an attack that added 30 damage to anybody that already had damage counters, or or the whole bench or whatever. And basically you can take like 4 or 5 knockouts in one turn because you've already spread all your damage out, and then you hit the main one for a big 110, which is not so big anymore because GX is in things, and V's have up to 200 and 300 health, but
Right. Still, it was a
um,
big deal at the time.
still a big deal at the time. Yeah.
I just want to
So,
also point out that Unfizzant, this guy also has a different form.
oh
In
yeah.
the female, this is the male version, if I'm not mistaken. Just this is going to come up in one of the trivia questions, guys. Just FYI, I'm going to ask that later on. It has nothing to do with Sword and Shield. I just thought it was an interesting thing. Dude, Gallade's super sweet. Why not Gardevoir, out of curiosity?
Oh, she's good too. No, nothing wrong with her.
Okay, nice.
I just kind of like the blades and the cape. So
That's fair. That's fair.
uh,
Oh no,
Gardevoir's
Glade.
fine.
All right.
She kind of looks like she's got like a pedal stabbing through her, but that's okay.
Somebody did a comic actually about getting stabbed by the Gardevoirs. The Gardevoirs.
Leaf blade.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
leaf blade in the middle of her chest.
Yeah.
That's really funny. So what's like the craziest Pokemon you've ever caught, like in the video games? Do you happen to know like what's the highest level, or just like what's like a cool Pokemon that you can catch that you've caught, like a shiny or something?
I don't know. I mean, I thought the mechanic in Ultra Prism was pretty cool, where you can go to the warp zones and then find like the legendary Pokemon. I thought that was kind of neat. I know the boys kind of liked playing through that and finding the little, I guess, mini game before you go and catch them. And then there's a little shadow and you don't know what you're going to catch, and then all of a sudden it comes down and like, oh yeah, it's a Zapdos or whatever. So
Yeah.
I would say that those ones are all pretty cool. Like those, the way that you caught legendaries in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. The As far as trading card game goes, I think the biggest thing I've opened is Rainbow Charizard.
Those
That
are super
I don't
cool,
think
man.
I don't think we have the Reshazard one, but we have the one from what was it? I can't remember what set it was in, but just the regular Charizard GX Rainbow. So
Oh yeah, the one. Yeah. That's dude. That set sold out like crazy. Because
I remember. Yeah. So as far as packs go, and then
packs, yeah.
and also what was the other one? The one of the very first packs that we opened when we first started playing Pokemon was a Primal Groudon. So a full art Primal Groudon from Primal Clash.
Nice.
So and then I actually ended up playing private Primal Groudon deck later that year. So that was pretty cool too.
That's super cool. That's a really good card, is it not? That's a really good.
Yeah, it was really popular for a while and expanded, and I think it still shows up every once in a while. The problem with it in expanded is that a lot of people play it with Tropical Beach, which is probably one of the hardest cards in the game to get, just because it was a World Championship card. So the only way people could get the a Tropical Beach is by attending Worlds back in like 14, 13.
Oh, big that'll do it.
And so if there's only maybe 200 players, there's only 400 copies in the world, of Tropical Beach,
right.
And a lot of people play 4 of them in Primal Groudon. So it's probably one of the harder cards competitivally, to get. Obviously, like the shiny Charizard and all the Charizards are always high dollar value just because of collectors' purposes alone.
Right. That was the only card I could never pull was Charizard.
Right.
Doesn't matter what it was. I could never pull a Charizard ever.
But Tropical Beach is probably one of the most rarest cards just in general because of just there's not very many of them. Right.
All right, guys, please be nice when you're snatching the codes. Please, we want everybody to get, some good stuff in here. We got a bunch of code cards for the very, very end. If you guys are saying hi on chat, we will get you a code card. We'll also give out a code card. I'm going to do 4 pre-release kit codes. I'm going to open 2 pre-release kits in a moment. We're going to do 4 codes of those for those who get the 4 trivia questions correct. We're going to go with that. I'm just opening, this is the very last pack of the booster box that I've opened. We're hanging out with Joe Cross, who is our Pokemon professor here at Pastimes. And yeah, this is the last pack. I pulled some pretty okay stuff this time. It's not, like amazing, but I've pulled a couple good things. I'd like to think these will be going up online. Ice Cube is getting lost in there. These will be going up online once the stream is over. I will put these up immediately. I'm going to open the pre-release kits right now as Mike shows you those 2 code cards.
Yeah, I got a couple here. Let me swap these guys. Yeah, so I got the code cards here. I'm doing 2 at a time just to play catch up because I missed a couple packs as I was answering some questions. Yeah, Raven TV. Sorry, I didn't say hi for it. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for chatting too. We'll be sending out personal codes that we haven't shown on here, obviously, at the end of all this. So for those who followed, who are chatting in the chat, we'll make sure that you guys get some guaranteed cards because yeah, it seems like we got some people with lightning fingers in the chat grabbing some, so we'll make sure that everybody gets them.
I don't even know if they're getting snatched or what, but hopefully you guys are going to be nice to each other. This is interesting. I got the Garbador for each pre-release kit here.
Garb.
That's a.
He's the last one. We haven't gotten him yet.
Yeah, so whether we haven't gotten yet, that's too funny that I just grabbed a couple of random boxes.
Yeah, so over the past 4 weeks, I think we got all 4 of the pre-release promos.
I haven't put those up online yet. There's a long story behind that, but here's the code card, Mike. For that one, I'm going to be opening these last
we'll set aside.
8 packs in just a moment here. Thank you everybody for joining us, for having some good times. Yeah, please leave some codes, guys. We're trying to be nice to everybody. I don't want to have to be a mom, okay? Well, be nice.
You are the PokeMom.
I am the PokeMom. And just a reminder, guys, if you'd like to get 10% off your order, if you order online or give us a call, we can ship things to you, as well as we have curbside pickup on Monday through Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. Give us a call at 872-B-MAGIC. We have 1 more hour before that ends for the evening. And you can use the code PokeMom10, that's PokeMom10, to get 10% off your order. Again, we are hanging out, opening Rebel Clash packs for Pokemon, Sword and Shield Rebel Clash. I finished opening booster box, got a bunch of extra cards here. I am now opening the packs for Mike.
Sorry.
Mike.
I had one more.
Mike. I'm now opening the packs
the people
for.
Now, they want their codes.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna open the packs for the pre-release kits. Just like let you guys know, I got the Garbador packs, the specialty promo packs from the pre-release kits. I don't know what's in them. I haven't looked at them yet, but I'm gonna open the kits themselves right now. I'm gonna put that card over there so nobody sees that, and we're gonna just go from here. And Joe, you said you've been playing for. You said 5 years, but you've been playing the VGC, the video game, forever, and that was before. The online stuff ever happened, right? I remember back in Red and Blue, that wasn't a thing, was it?
Yeah. I mean, actually, so you could still play, similar to the way you play video game now, is that, remember, I think it was the only game that actually utilized, there was like a player-to-player cord that you can hook the cable. Yeah, the link cable, exactly. So that was the way that you were able to trade, the specific colors from blue to red and so forth. So
right.
But yeah, so it's always kind of been a thing where you can connect and play against each other even from the beginning. But I did play Pokemon the card game back then too. But as far as like very heavily getting involved, it wasn't until just 5 years ago.
Right.
But I used to play a lot of Magic as well. I mean, basically, card games, board games, anything really throughout most of my life. So
right.
And that's how I think you kind of brought it up earlier about how I got involved in coming to Pastimes, but it's I've been going to Pastimes forever, ever since it was on Glenview Road.
Jeez, years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. And then it was next to the sushi place on Golf, and then it was next to Walmart, and now it's in the mall. So
well, it was next to Walmart. Well, it was where Walmart is now.
Yeah, then I went across.
Yeah,
the sushi.
But it was next to the sushi place. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're in Golf Mill Mall. So that's a lot of fun. That's super cool. We're having a good time, just hanging out.
Its store seems like it's getting a little bit bigger each time we move to.
So. We're thrilled about that. We love our store. This is like a great
and brighter. So
that's better, right? Mike, you did one of those overnight things years ago, right? Back when it was on the road.
The lock-in.
The lock-ins, that's crazy.
I think that was when it was at the Walmart or where the Walmart is.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
there's
it?
like
Okay.
some like lock-in where we were just
I'm
playing
not getting
games.
anything good out of this pre-release kit. This is an
I mean,
unusual.
there's always been the midnight pre-releases, but
Definitely.
They're no longer doing those, unfortunately, anymore. They've
oh no,
For Magic at least.
for Magic, they have done. They haven't done those. They've actually given stores the opportunity to do it earlier in the day, and that's what we've been
okay,
doing. We've been doing ours at 7 o'clock on Fridays, or on pre-release on a Friday. And it's been thank you, Mike. It's been it's actually been okay. I know other people are doing the midnights, but we're too gosh darn old. I mean, Nick isn't. Nick would love to, because
yeah.
Nick is crazy,
I
but
think
I don't want to do that. Thank you.
there was, I can't remember what set it was, but I mean, I remember doing, you'd come for F&M, which was at like what, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Yep.
Then you start playing you play in the midnight.
Yep.
And then we would also run one at like 2 in the morning or something like that. It
Yep.
was like a secondary one. And then you got one that started up at like 9 a.m. or 10. So you can literally play for like 48 hours straight.
Yep.
In all the different events. You'd have two-headed giant, you'd have other sorts of just regular pre-releases. But yeah, I remember doing a full, like, spending a weekend at Pastimes essentially.
Jeez, that's crazy. So I'm clearly the noob in this nonsense. So I didn't pull anything really good from that pack. Just FYI, everybody. Hopefully I get something in this next one, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know much about the lock-ins or any of the. I've done the midnights. Those are, dude. My first midnight, I hated everything, and then I got used to it. So I'm like, it's only once every 3 months, whatever. But it goes till 5 in the morning. I can't do that. I'm happy that Pokemon doesn't do that. That makes me very happy. They give you the option to do it at least 2 weeks in advance, and like pretty much any time. Like that's, man, there's nothing.
Yeah, Pokemon is, you can really run it whenever. I mean, there's still some people that are running them on the midnight nowadays, but yeah, Pokemon's pre-releases are very different compared to Magic's. You got essentially 2 weeks. It's 2 weekends, I guess you could say. So 2 weekends and the week between. Run as many as you want, whenever you want. And then the nice thing is that the stores that do have pre-releases can sell the product a little bit earlier than the big box stores. So you have a chance to, get your product a little bit sooner. With our league being on Mondays, it kind of works out because that Monday before the set releases to, general public, we usually like to run a draft or something and on that release day. So
right, no, and I think that's a great thing that we do, that we allow them.
Yeah, and we typically, once this is all over, we typically have our league challenges on the last Monday of the month. We run our league cups quarterly.
Yo! Whoa! That's not even a V. That's just the secret rare Galarian Berserker.
I got back.
Where's that at?
That should just be on the regular. I'm gonna put that up on the card cam in just a second. That's not a VMAX or anything. That's just the secret rare Galarian Berserker. That's awesome. Like, that's super cool. Look at that. Look at that boy.
Look at how shiny he is.
Oh man, that is the secret rare. That's really cool. I am really happy about this pull. This is gonna go online once the stream is done. He's gonna live up here. You can't see him. Oh yeah, you can. We're good. Man, that's so cool.
I think I may have a delay on my Twitch stream, so I'm gonna reload.
No. I hope I have everything laid out okay for everybody. Everybody can see. I'm gonna see actually what's in these pre-release kits. So I pulled a Garbodor. We've got Fighting Roly-Poly, Fighting, Whiscash, and then Dark the Trubbish. Oh, Impidip and Morgrem, and Grimmsnarl. That's cool. Let's see what the other one is. So these pre-release kits, Joe, these are meant to be played with these 23 card evolution packs, correct? Right.
So essentially, what we tell, kids or anybody that's, first time playing, open up your regular packs first, the 4 packs. We have them, separate them out by energy type. Keep that, 22 carded seeded pack off to the side, and, wait till the end, sort everything, and then open up that seeded pack, because that gives you a good basis on how to start, at least a pre-release deck, or the 40 card limited deck. You can basically take that add energies, and you'd be good to go. But usually you grab that, you know, you see what else you got in your packs, and you kind of fit in some of the other trainers. Trainers are obviously very, very important. So put all the trainers you can for the most part in, especially when you're building like a pre-release deck. Um, and you can go from there. So the seeded packs are relatively new. I'd say the last few years they've been doing it. Before you just got 4 packs and or 6 packs, and you just opened up all 6 and went from there. And it made it very difficult because
Well, especially for new players, yeah, because they don't know what they're gonna get.
right, especially for new players, and also just for play wise,
Right.
because in competitive Pokemon, you're using the vast majority of your deck is trainers, so it's not
Right.
even the Pokemon or energies and things like that. So when it was just straight packs, you know, only 3 spots in a pack are available to be a trainer, and you're not even guaranteed you're going to get all 3 as trainers. So
Right.
um, you just didn't have very much card draw. You didn't have very many, you know, switches, energies, any supporters, um, anything like that. Energy switches, um, things that helped, build decks and helped mechanics within the deck. So now that they've moved to these seeded packs, I think it's been a big help as far as um, the the pre-release decks are a little bit more similar to the gameplay that you'd see when you're playing a regular game of Pokemon.
All right, just let everybody know, I didn't pull a whole lot from those pre-release kits. I've only pulled the Galarian Berserker. Everything else that you see that I'm going to be showing on the card cam, I've pulled from packs from the booster box. There's no guarantee that you will get these. That's the beauty of booster packs, but it's also kind of a challenge because, as Joe was saying, the pre-release kits themselves will contain a 23 card evolution pack that would make it easier for new players to just start up and start playing. You can absolutely buy a booster box, but it might be a little more difficult. The booster boxes themselves were selling for 110 each. The pre-release kits are selling for $20 each. Use code PokeMom10 to get 10% off your order. The problem with the pre-release kits, that in my opinion, is that you get one of 4 random code cards, or excuse me, not code cards, promo cards.
Promo cards.
Promo cards. I have gotten the Garbodor today. That's the 4th one that I've got. Well, it's the 4th. We've gotten all 4 of them now, I think, from that particular.
It's Flapple, Garbodor, Lightning Boy.
Lightning Boy.
What was that? Like,
not Shinx. Luxray. Luxray.
The other one, and then
Luxray. Yeah. So these guys I've pulled from. What? Sorry.
The 4th one is like Carkol.
Yeah, Carkol is the other one. But these ones I've pulled from the packs from the booster box, and I will then show you the one that I pulled from. More detail of the one that I pulled from the pre-release kit. You're not guaranteed, guys. That's the thing. These will be going up online once the stream is over, and we're gonna have some fun talking about actual products in a minute here. Joe, give me 1 second. Let me get the Ice Cube, and then what I think is the coolest card in the whole set is the secret rare Galarian Berserker. Like, that stuff is bonkers. It's bananas. All right, so here's the Galarian Berserker. He's not a VMAX. He's just a card. There's no... He's just a secret rare. Like, he's just a gold... Look at how happy he is. That's really cool.
That was us when
That is really cool. Very pretty.
Right? I was not expecting to get something that cool. Fun fact, one of the biggest cards in the set right now is Boss's Orders. The full art goes for more than the secret rare, oddly enough. I cannot for the life of me figure out why. That just seems to be a thing. I'm gonna get these out of the way. I think
just that the full arts are always very popular, especially among supporters. So people, have binders full of full art supporters. So, and with that having the effect of Lysander, and what appears to be a card that they're going to repeat in the future. So with Boss's Orders, you're going to have Boss's Orders Giovanni, Boss's Orders, probably a Lysander, Boss's Orders, whoever the bad guy is in the next one. It allows them to keep, essentially you can play the same card or keep the same card effect, but have different, versions of it, different arts for it. So that's a fun card. And it was much needed now that Guzma rotated out.
Got it. I was gonna say Guzma rotated. Yeah, boy Guzma. has Royce
Yeah.
noted. Just FYI, everybody, I've got this Toxtricity V box up for sale as well. This is $19.99. You get this particular promo of Toxtricity. It's kind of a cool art, as well as 4 Pokemon TCG booster packs and a code card with this card in it. And to whoever said that they just collect foil evolutions, I get that. I respect that. I absolutely get that. That's super cool. Now, Joe, do you have an Elite Trainer box for Rebel Clash yet? Because I have these for sale.
Don't think I have mine yet.
Well, we've got plenty in stock right now. These are going for $40.
I'm looking behind me because all my stacks of Pokemon are nearby.
That's fair. Yeah, these just came out a couple weeks ago. This is the Copper Raja.
Yes.
Super cool.
Gmax.
And don't forget, you could use the code PokeMom10 in checkout at pastimes.net. You get 10% off everything else that you could get from here. So like the VMAX box and these little pillbox boys.
These cute little, I love these. I feel so bad for Sobble. Poor Sobble in the back here having a bad time. Actually, I'll just show you Sobble.
Yeah.
In fact, he's having a day. He's clearly having a day. These have 2 Pokemon booster packs, a metal coin. You get a promo card with the art from the mini tin. You can collect all 5 to put them all together to make a big art.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I have the first ones they did for the Kanto region guys, and that one looks pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome. What's really cool about these are raised tin. Yeah, I just like the doggo. I think he's super cute.
PokePlayer asking, are we opening everything today? No, unfortunately
No, we will not be opening. Sadly, I am so sorry. These are for sale, though. These are $8.99 a piece. They're super cool. They're really hefty. Like, these are really good tins. And here's Grookey just to...
Yeah, they're nice to put, like, your dice and coin in, things like that.
You know,
great. So they work out pretty well.
They have I think they just come open. I don't think they have a
hinge or anything.
What, sorry?
A hinge?
They do not have a hinge. But these are, like, really, really cool. I used to own one of these. Not one of these specifically, but one of these that looked like it for... I mean, you could. Desired. We don't condone that here. If you want to do it at home, feel free.
But if you have a particularly bad match, you know.
I mean yes, those will do some damage. You may dent it, though. But that's
theft protection.
Speaking of bricks that you could throw here, though.
I'm not going to do that.
Oh.
I mean, we could have we could also throw the Pokeballs too. I think those would be better.
Yes.
Better, honestly. So this is the Zacian and Zamazenta lunchbox with a whole bunch of stuff. I like the back. Look at poor Sobble. Grookey's having a good time, but poor Sobble's just depressed.
He's always sad.
He's so sad. Morpeko.
Baby Yoda says the Morpeko one is so cute.
I love Morpeko.
It is.
That's probably one of my favorites from this particular set. Just Morpeko is just, oh my god. He's me. He's my spirit animal right now. But the treasure chest, the lunchbox, comes with 5 Pokemon booster packs, 3 foil promo cards with Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. You get a cool coin with the starters as well. You get 4 sticker sheets, a mini portfolio with to store your favorite cards, a notepad of Zacian and Zamazenta, and a code card with everything in here. This is retailing for $25. This is a super cool, just a cool like lunchbox. You want to be too cool for school, you get the lunchbox. And then we also have shut that, 1 second. The Poltegeist box. So, all right, Joe, can you tell me a little bit about Poltegeist in the video game? Because I understand that there's true Poltegeists and not true Poltegeists, and I don't know what the difference is.
So apparently, like, you can only notice it in the animations, and apparently, like, when the Poltegeist like tips up, if it has like a stamp on the bottom, then apparently that's a real Poltegeist, whereas the other ones are kind of like fake counterfeit Poltegeist. I guess it's like a nod to getting fake bone china or something like that. Mm-hmm. Things like they have like the maker's marker not at the bottom of it. Yeah, right, exactly. So there's some like knockoff china that you can get. So it has no effect on the game, but apparently, it's.
Fortunately, these cards are not fake.
These are not fake real cards, my friend.
Yes. That's only in the video game.
Thank goodness. But we also have the Sword and Shield figurine collection. These
Oh,
this
that's
in the,
pretty cool.
right. These in the Poltergeist box are retailing for $20 each. What's cool about this is you get the Pikachu with the starters. You get the awesome. I love this. This is my favorite thing about this is um the little plastic guys here, as well as 4 packs. You get a code card for this as well. Uh, Everything that Pokemon has put together, everything that's packaged for Pokemon, will have a code card in it. And each of these packs will also have code cards.
How much is this one?
This one is $20.
$20.
This is a we have a couple of these guys. I might actually be picking one of these up because I just want I want the promo and then I want the
Check
three
out those
boys.
guys. Yeah.
I love little figurine. It's super cute. The only problem with Pokemon stuff is that their packaging is enormous.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just a thing. But here's my favorite thing right now. It's got my favorite Pokemon on it. It's the Tag Team GX.
Knock everything.
It's this gigantic box, okay? This one's $50. But you get the Umbreon and Darkrai GX in this. This is the only way to get this particular art, as well as Caracosta, Espeon, and Deoxys, and EVGX. These arts. And this Umbreon is just... I love Umbreon. Darkrai's pretty cool too, but Umbreon's my favorite. You get a bunch of packs in here as well. I think you get 2, 4, 6... You get 8 packs in here, like, for $50. And then you get the cards in here that you see. I hope you can see. But yeah, these are really cool. Just really cool promo stuff. I'm going to see if I can zoom in. Zoom?
Yeah.
Zoom in on that. All right. So you see the Umbreon and Darkrai. I'm going the wrong way. As well as the Espeon and Deoxys. You see the EVGX
Very
there.
cool.
The regular EVGX, mind you, because they've got another box with a ridiculous EVGX. Caracosta, which this is the only way you can get Caracosta. And then this is the tag team box. That's correct. You get 8 random packs. This one also comes with a code card because they're Pokemon and they like doing that. You get Sword and Shield, you get Lost Thunder, Cosmic Eclipse, Sun and Moon, and this one, Celestial Storm, tag team, and then you get there's an Evolutions pack in here because why not? You know, just a thing.
Still got to try to get that Charizard.
Yeah,
So.
just to see. We also have. I just want to show everybody.
Oh heck yeah.
Heck yeah. We have these guys. We've got the Funko Pops.
Ooh, very cool.
Little bitty Funko Pops that are adorable. These are retailing for $10.99 each. These are just like the cutest gosh darn things. We have Pikachu and Eevee, and I do have a Squirtle left. I don't have any of the other ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say Charizard, or no, sorry,
Charmander,
Charmander and
Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur was the first one we had, and he was adorable. That was one of my favorites. He was so cute. Do you have one of those, Joe? Please tell me.
I have all
all
5 of them.
But this is not the Target exclusive. This is the actual Pikachu Funko Pop that we can get. It's adorable. Like, it's super cute.
I think he's cuter than the Target one.
I think
he's got the head nod. He's got his hand up, his mouth open.
I think he's just a cute. What's going on with people? Stuff from Tag Team Code for giveaway. That's amazing. We have all kinds of good stuff, guys. I had more stuff to show you, but I didn't bring it with me, so I apologize. But yeah, the Funko Pops. That looks terrifying. I'm sorry, but he's adorable. Like that's all I can tell you. All right, guys. I think it is time to do a bit of trivia for everybody who's interested. We're going to show more code cards. We're going to get on that. Give me 1 second. All these are available for sale. Give us a call at 84. Sorry.
Here, I'll pop it up on.
Thank you. I'm losing my brain. It's that time of year. It's that time of, yeah. So check the screen. We have curbside pickup from 2 to 6 p.m. Monday to Saturday. It's 872-B-MAGIC, which is 872-236-2443. If you use code PokeMom10, you get 10% off your order. All right, Joe, I'm wondering if you know any of the answers to some of these trivia questions. I'm going to be doing 4 trivia questions, guys, for everybody. If you get them correct, I'll show you this. If you get them correct in the chat, we will give you a code card.
Yeah, we've got 2 of the Build and Battle Rebel Clash, the ones that we just opened. So.
All right, I'm just showing you off the pre-release kit that I got. I'll put this guy down because these are actually 2 different pre-release kits that I got for this. Actually, Joe, how difficult is it to find trainers for the card game? Because some of the
I was kind of talking about it a little bit before, but the trainer cards only come in the uncommon spot. So there's 3 uncommons in a pack. So, and there's not any guarantee that the uncommon is going to be a trainer. So it can be very difficult to try to find some of those specific trainers. And so Pokemon moving to these built-in battle boxes where they have the seeded card pack, it makes it a lot easier to pick up certain ones. But that's why you see things like Boss's Orders, Professor's Research, all the Ultra Balls, Quick Balls. You see those becoming very popular and retaining their value for quite a long time, just because those are really the source and the inner workings and the engine of the deck a lot of times. So um, it's good to hold on to those. And like I said, with Professor's Orders and or Boss's Orders and Professor Research, it looks like those are going to be cards that are going to be used for a much longer future. So they'll when the next set comes out, or the next block of Pokemon, the new game, it looks like they'll use Professor's Research again, which has the same mechanic as Professor Sycamore and Professor Juniper, and now it's is it Magnolia, or but they're just going to call it Professor's Research and then change the art, and it'll be somebody else. So you'll only be allowed to have 4 Professor's Research, but those cards look like they're going to be able to be used for a long time.
Because it's all by name of
right.
Thing,
so
right? So you can't you can't have more than 4 Charizards in a deck.
Right.
It's all just Charizard. Now, were
right.
you to have a Charizard and a Charizard GX, you can
So those are separate. So you can actually have 4 Charizard, and you can have 4 different Charizard that are named Charizard. But it doesn't have to be 4 of the same. But you can't have like 5 different Charizard. You can only have 4 of the same name.
Got it.
So, but you can do 4 Charizard and then 4 Charizard GX.
Okay, that's a cool thing. All right, so we're gonna move on to the trivia now. Hopefully, you guys, Joe, if you know the answers, you can just nod, and you can write in the chat as well if you'd like, but just silently nod. So we're gonna write this in the chat as well as I'm gonna say it. Hopefully, Mike, if you'd be so kind as to no. Never mind. Unfortunately, we can't do that.
I'm being called away.
You're being called away. So the first trivia question is, which Japanese myth was used in Pokemon as well as the Naruto anime? You don't know that one, Joe?
I don't know.
All right, if you post that in the chat, we will give you a cool code card for the pre-release kit. So, what Japanese myth was used in Pokemon as well as the Naruto anime? That's going to be hopefully it won't be too...
I'm with you, Raven TV. I have no clue.
No, it's okay. We've got 4 of these. That shouldn't be a problem. All right, here's the second one. Is what is the only Pokemon that devolves? Or that can devolve? What is the only Pokemon that devolves? We're just having fun here today. We're gonna see if anybody knows. What is the only Pokemon that can devolve? All right, and then Joe, you might actually know the answer to this one. What's the difference between a male Pikachu and a female Pikachu?
I do know this one.
I was gonna say, I hope so. Thanks everybody for joining us. We are just finishing up. That's okay, guys. No worries. Yeah, Raven TV. Yeah, you guys got it. Thank you so much. We will absolutely give those cards to you. We've got 4 cards to give away. Awesome sauce. You guys are great. Is that answer correct, Joe?
It is, yeah. So the female Pokemon has a little heart tail.
Yes.
And the male Pokemon has just a straight flat tail.
Yes, that is correct. All right. Thanks, guys. We will absolutely give you the first 2. We will give you guys the code cards for that. That's awesome. All right, here's my last question of the evening. Don't worry, guys. We have plenty more code cards where these came from. We will give them out next week on Thursday. But the last question of the evening is, Pokemon is the 2nd best-selling franchise of all time. What is the first? Pokemon is the 2nd best-selling franchise of all time. And you got that one again. Let's have somebody else try and get it in just a second. Hopefully somebody else gets it in the chat. We've got 2 people above that top one there, Mike. They got
so Raven.
Yeah, Raven TV, and then the one below it. Yes, not that one.
Player 801.
Yeah, Pokemon Player 801.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Anybody else guessing for Pokemon is the second best-selling franchise of all time? What is the best? Nope. I'm sorry. That answer is incorrect. Hopefully somebody else. Anyone else? Time's away. Someone wait another 10 seconds.
I say we can always pop another question too.
Yeah, I might do that in just a second. Hang on. Alrighty, hold on.
I'm not sure about that one either. So
All right, 1 second, guys. Let me get another question up. So just so everybody remembers, Pokemon is the second best-selling franchise of all time. What is the best-selling franchise? Alrighty, and then the last question for the evening is, what day is Mewtwo's birthday?
Oh man.
All right, you have to Google that one, Raven TV.
Ooh.
What is Mewtwo's birthday? What day is Mewtwo's birthday? Oh, you got a dog there in the background.
I do have a dog in the background. Not sure why he's going crazy.
That's okay.
Dog in the
Dog in the background. That's all good, guys.
What is that? 27 something? Oh,
That is incorrect. Up. The Chicken Ninja?
Yeah.
Chicken Ninja got it. Chicken Ninja got it.
Just by a hair.
Just by a hair.
February 6th.
February 6th is Mewtwo's birthday.
Hmm.
All
February
right.
27th, though, is
It's
the
February 27th,
Pokemon's anniversary,
Pokemon Day,
though.
which is the that's also
Yeah.
like officially Pokemon Day. That was actually another
Correct.
question I was going to ask next week, Joe, but that's okay. We don't have to
Sorry.
worry about that.
I just saw it in there, and I figured,
It's all good. Yeah, somebody tried.
Pokemon Day
That's fine,
is February 27th.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. We enjoyed this immensely. Thank you so much, Joe Cross. He's our pastimes Pokemon professor. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a really
no
good
problem.
time with you today. Hopefully we can continue doing this. I do this.
Yeah,
every
for sure. Yeah, I'll have to read up a little bit more on my TCG
Not at all. Your information
meta,
is
just because,
fascinating.
like I said, it's been a while, but we'll see. Again, for those VGC players out there, if you want to get online,
Yeah, we got a
join
bunch of
the
codes coming out. Yep.
international competition. That way you can get that Ultra Ball T-shirt.
Absolutely.
And good luck in your PTCGO tournaments, so that way you can try to earn a spot in that Player Cup too.
You can still sign up, guys. Everybody can still sign up until 7 o'clock this evening. It goes till 5 o'clock
Yep.
Pacific time.
It's for the video game. Yep.
For the video game,
And then for
VGC.
the card game for the Player Cup, that's throughout June. They're going to be, you can boost your tournament rep by playing on PTCGO tournaments.
All right, guys. Thank you again, Joe, for hanging out with us today. We had a really good time.
No problem.
I've just showing off what I've got here. These will be going up online momentarily. Thank you again, everybody, for watching. We'll see you guys again next Thursday. And we hope to see everybody again once all this is over. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have a great night.
Have a good one, guys.
Yay!
Okay. There.
Cool.
Are you ready?